Autumn has come to upstate New York. Fall colors abound, and we welcome you inside Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Denver Broncos and the Buffalo Bills. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On second and 11 now. Wilson, and they take him down. The Bills get to him. Divine Diablo dropping him behind the line of scrimmage.
2 plays so far, run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on third. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So it's third and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dive. Now it's Wilson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. That's pulled in at the 32. A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Quick throw knocked away and incomplete. But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw, it's Lance. He's going to have the hook up to Schwartz. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to make it 4th down. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Had the option to hand that one off or run it himself, but instead, a really easy, quick pass.
I like the way they made a decisive decision and got it right to the receiver. One move later, he's in the end zone.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And last time they were stopped on 4th down, had a drive stalled out. We'll see how they respond this go-around.
I'm eager to see what their mindset is, because moving the ball, feeling good, and then that abrupt stop on 4th down. Do they go back to the bench and go, oh, boy, they've got something for us? Or do they go to the bench and say, we blew it ourselves. Let's get back out there and move the ball again.
And is it different when you get stopped on 4th versus punt? Is that more motivation for the defense, a little more confidence?
I think as a defense, you're so excited with a 4th down stop. Making a punt, that's your...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Damone Clark. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now.
After the interception, here's Wilson. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
McPherson is set to kick off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. This defense for the Broncos, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of illusions, and especially just beat them man for man. That's the kind of defense that really frustrates an opponent.
Let's go now.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hurry, hurry.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
A heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3.
Trouble, 38. Mega. Drill green.
On play action, Lance. Forced out to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. On fourth down, on is Colby Wadman now to punt. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. First and 10. Now Wilson. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
10 cycles. Blue is striking. Black shot. Green jacket.
Throwing now is Lance. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
But these are the situations that really test the defense. Those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
Here we go.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on second and 10.
Ready.
And he'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Drill 52. Steel blue. White.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Joey Bosa in there for a milestone sack. That's number 150 of his great career. You know, a week ago was one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen. He had 5 sacks. Here we go again.
And he's the type of player that'll keep an offensive staff up all week trying to figure out how to slow him down. But at some point, they just have to take account of themselves and say, I'm going to get bodies in front of him so it doesn't disrupt our offense totally.
Well, I don't know if you ever go into a game expecting to attempt a kick of 62 yards. Charles, not only attempt it, but make it one of the longest kicks that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure you ever go into a game expecting to kick one of this distance, but all the better kickers, they do dream of it. And they show what they can do in practice and convince their coaches to give them a chance. That one surely paid off.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness and also, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback who just threw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick. but throw one to the big guy. But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game, telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercept it. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass.
Red, cycle. Black, ultra.
Throwing his Lance on third down. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. But that is showing an awful lot of confidence in a kicker to try and hit from 61 yards. And this one winds up no good.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
Let's go.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
97.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Escaping the pressure right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
52 blaster. Smash. Red. Steel. Black. Blue. Black.
21-3 is your score after 1.
Ready.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Now flags will come in. One of the Bills got going a little early. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. The false start backs them up 5. First and 15.
Yellow, blue, claws red. Ready?
Lance looking to throw it. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Jonathan Abram picks it. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown on a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
There's a fast release by Wilson out to the flat. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Third and 2, now Wilson. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That's good for 28 yards. First catch of this game, a big one. Of course, he had the big performance last week when he was AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, but that was so last week, wasn't it? I mean, look at what he's doing now. I think he's trying to exceed what he did in that game and continue to ascend in this season.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. That's on Shaq Mason, the guard. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Throwing again here, Wilson. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And all the way home for a Broncos score.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21.
On the double.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the play did on the last one.
3-3.
Play action. Now it's Lance. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
In motion goes the tight end. Got this complete to the tight end Pitts. So no gain on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Trouble 38. Strike. Black shot. Green jack. Eagle blue.
And they'll go for it. Lance. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have the Bills first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on 4th down. Now Lance again. Over the middle. That's caught by Schwartz. And he'll be brought down at the 27. From the 27, Lance. open man. It's Schwartz. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 15-yard line.
Right, 97.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this one too low.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So, Charles, they had it double covered in the end zone, and it still was not enough.
I wonder if they're thinking to themselves now, 2 didn't work.
And this is going to be intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here's the Bills kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
On 2nd and 10, Wilson. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. The 20. Touchdown. A big play there with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Broncos continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From way up at the 23.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Let's go.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown. But, Charles, they look up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Now Lance. And that will be incomplete. Normally I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
Oh, they should have already said punt it, punt it. Head coach should have already made that decision.
Lance and company going on 4th down. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime.
Touchdown, Broncos! A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos extend their lead yet again. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. A short kick taken at the 18. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this, because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you. An interception 3.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Bills. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bills get a bit closer. What a first half he is compiling here. He's already over 100 yards receiving and now 2 touchdowns, CD.
Brandon, you know I don't like to play the game where you start projecting when you're at a certain point. But let's face it, he's off to a tremendous start. So 200 yards, 4 touchdowns. I don't think anything's out of the question right now. He's blowing up coverages. You got to double him every snap. Otherwise, he's going to defeat you on almost every play.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now it's Wilson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. That is the first time that they've targeted him that he has not come down with the catch.
He's caught everything that's been thrown his way. A dominant pass receiver that can break down any defense, because when he's doing that kind of work, it really hurts you on the back end.
And even though it's an incompletion there, I think they're going back to that well. Taking it right down Broadway. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Looking left sideline, it's complete. Touchdown! A big play there. On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Broncos will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From just inside the 20, a short kick. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something? And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Broncos are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate. Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, there's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds, right around the 7. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Strikers, 3-3.
He'll find Schwartz, complete right side. Touchdown, Bills! Anthony Schwartz as the first half is winding down. And the Bills are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. The Bills offense staying out there as they'll line up and go for 2. Lance going to try to throw for this. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando. We check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 7 yards there and a first down. Now a play fake. Lance eluding the pressure right. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Black shot. Green jack. Eagle blue. Cut, cut.
On play action, Lance. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
Ready. Right, right.
Taken down back at the 22.
Cut, cut.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Ready. Blaster, sit. Yellow, go. Sit, rebel. Red, cycle. Black, ultra.
Lance to throw for it on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. Wilson. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Here we go. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Bills' 25-yard line.
Play action. Now Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
They'll send the tight end in motion left. On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. And 5 yards on the play there, and the drive will continue. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Eric Stokes in on the tackle.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Wilson on the keeper. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the 1st down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. This time, Wilson will throw. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos are pouring it on. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
Down.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. They fake the handoff. Now Lance. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Off of play action, here's Lance. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 43 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Rashaan Evans out of Alabama had the tackle defensively. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Play action. Now it's Lance. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 23 yards the pickup there.
Ready. Ball red. Ready.
Lance now on 1st down. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down, just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 14. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. 26 yards. And the Bills get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Now they send a man in motion right. They're going to try and run. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. But not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They can definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over in the sidelines all the time.
Room here to run. There he goes, right side. 30, 10, 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jonathan Taylor, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Here we go.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. This has been frustrating for them to this point. They have not looked the same as they did coming in, riding that impressive 6-game win streak. And now here is another interception. Jonathan Abram picks it. And the Broncos are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Again, it's Taylor. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Here's Wilson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns. And it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here for the 1st and 10. And this is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes it in across the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Taking it in from yards out, and the Bills are able to cut into that deficit. They're going to keep it on the ground. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Wilson gets rid of it quickly. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Yeah, he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
97 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front.
And intercepted. Wilson's 3rd of the game. He's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and he is going to score. It's a pick-6 and a Bills touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell, just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. From the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And that pick-6 a moment ago doesn't change things too much. They still seem pretty comfortable with a 3-possession 4th quarter lead. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They go to the ground again for Taylor. He'll be taken down well behind the line, and I think he might have just given those 4 yards right back. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. That man again. It's complete. He's at the 30. 10, 5, touchdown Broncos. A great play there. 72 yards. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And that unbeaten record very much in jeopardy. It's been a great first few months of the season so far, but they have run into a buzzsaw here, trailing big in the 4th quarter. Under a heavy rush, rush, and down he goes.
Here we go.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. They're quickly out wide. This is Watson. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, Blue. Blue striker. Black shot.
Here's Lance to throw it. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Damone Clark in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Set. 22 middle. Set. Go.
Desperation time here. Lance. Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete.
Let's go.
And he is going to have the Bills first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. From midfield, here's Lance. He'll complete this one to Watson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing now is Lance. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And it'll be intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Oh, Wilson going to throw. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. To the right side, this is Taylor. And some room to roam now. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the 4th, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
From the 6. And he's going to be taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but he's got a man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Well, this was a fun one today.